Your home should be the one place in this world where your nervous system can finally relax. A place where you can breathe deeply, think clearly, and feel safe in your own skin. But for many people, peace is not destroyed by strangers. It is destroyed by the very people they open the door to. Not everyone who enters your home enters with respect. Some arrive with noise, some arrive with tension, some arrive with chaos. And after they leave, something still remains. A heaviness, a disturbance, a feeling you cannot quite explain. And that is why today, we need to talk about 3 types of people you should be very careful about allowing into your home. Not because you are cold, not because you are selfish, but because protecting your peace is a form of wisdom. And sometimes, it is a form of survival. The first person is the gossip. This person may seem entertaining at first. They always have something to say. A story about someone, a complaint about someone else, a secret they probably shouldn't share, but somehow still do. And if you are not paying attention, you may mistake this for connection. But gossip is not connection. It is contamination. Because when someone comes into your home and fills your space with judgment, suspicion, and the private failures of other people, they are not bringing warmth. They are bringing poison. And the deeper truth is this: if they gossip to you, they will gossip about you. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but eventually. A person who casually betrays the dignity of others will one day betray yours too. And once that kind of energy enters your home, trust begins to weaken. You may start noticing it in small ways. You feel drained after they leave. Your mind keeps replaying what they said. You begin to look at other people differently. Even the atmosphere in your home feels heavier. This is why wise people become very selective with what kind of speech they allow around them. Because words linger. Long after the person is gone, the emotional residue remains. The second person is the disrespectful person. This type is often more subtle in the beginning. They may interrupt you, dismiss your opinion, ignore your preferences, mock your standards, touch what is not theirs, overstay, arrive unannounced, speak to you carelessly inside the very place where you should feel most respected. And because each moment seems small, many people ignore it. But disrespect rarely begins with something dramatic. It begins with erosion. A little boundary crossed here, a rude comment there, a selfish habit repeated often enough that your peace slowly disappears. That is how many people become strangers in their own homes, not all at once, but gradually. The disrespectful person does not need to scream to disturb your peace. Sometimes all they need to do is make you feel that your comfort does not matter. Your home is not public property. It is not a waiting room for entitled people. It is not a place where others get to test how much discomfort you are willing to tolerate. A healthy person respects the tone of your home. They notice your boundaries. They honor your space. They leave your peace intact. But a disrespectful person walks in as if your home exists for them. And if you keep excusing that behavior, you do not get more peace. You get less of it. The third person is the problematic person. This is the one who always brings drama, always brings urgency, always brings some new storm. There is always conflict, always another crisis, always another mess they somehow expect you to absorb. At first, you may try to help. You may feel compassion for them. You may tell yourself they are just going through a hard time. You may open your home because you want to be kind. But there is a difference between supporting someone and being consumed by them. The problematic person does not simply have problems. They deliver those problems into your life. And if you are not careful, your home stops feeling like a sanctuary and starts feeling like an emergency room for someone else's chaos. You begin to feel anxious in your own space. Rest becomes difficult. Your thoughts become scattered. Your energy disappears. And eventually, you realize something painful. You did not invite in a guest. You invited in a storm. Now, here is the part many people do not talk about. Sometimes these 3 people are not outsiders. Sometimes they are family, a sibling, a parent, an in-law, a grown child, an old friend, an ex-partner, a neighbor who found a way to enter not only your house, but your mind. And that is what makes this so difficult, because setting boundaries with strangers is one thing. Setting boundaries with familiar people is another. When history is involved, guilt often follows. Obligation follows. Fear follows. You may know someone is harmful and still feel bad saying no. You may dread the phone ringing, dread the visit, dread the criticism, dread the tension they leave behind. And yet deep down, you already know the truth. Peace does not return until access changes. That may mean fewer visits, shorter visits, clearer rules, no surprise drop-ins, no long explanations, no rescuing people who refuse to change, no offering your home to those who repeatedly dishonor it. Sometimes the most compassionate sentence you can say is also the simplest. Not this time, or please call before coming over, or I'm not available for that, or even that doesn't work for me. These are not cruel sentences, they are protective ones. And many people need to hear this today. You are allowed to protect your peace before you collapse. You are allowed to say no before you feel guilty enough to say yes. You're allowed to stop explaining your boundaries to people who benefit from breaking them. Your home reflects your inner world. If your home is always filled with pressure, noise, gossip, resentment, and chaos, your spirit pays the price. But when your home is guarded with wisdom, something beautiful happens. You think better, you rest better, you feel safer, you recover faster, you become more like yourself again. And that is not a small thing, because the goal is not to shut out the whole world. The goal is to become discerning. Some people bring calm, some bring sincerity, some bring kindness, some leave your home lighter than they found it. Those are the people worth welcoming. But the gossip, the disrespectful person, and the one who always brings problems, be careful. Not every open door leads to connection. Some open doors lead to confusion, exhaustion, and regret. So pay attention to what you feel after certain people leave. That feeling matters. If you feel tense, drained, diminished, or restless every time they enter your space, your body may be telling you what your mind has been trying to excuse. Listen to that. Your peace is not trivial. Your boundaries are not rude, and your home should never become a battlefield just because someone else does not know how to live without drama. Protect your space. Protect your energy. Protect your mind. Because a peaceful home is not something you stumble into. It is something you build. And sometimes, it is something you defend.